If you can feel the energy when you walk into a room, or you pick up on what people are going through without them even saying anything, you might find a lot of the time you're feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, or emotionally exhausted. If this sounds like you, chances are that you're an empath. Today's video is about helping you become a healed and whole empath. I'm going to share with you the 6 key things that are so important for empaths and highly sensitive people too, to help you navigate through this sensitivity that we have. And these are tools or things that I do myself. It's also the key strategies that I teach to my clients. If you find that you become triggered, or you don't even know that the things around you trigger you, you just realize that you're feeling a lot of frustration, a lot of moodiness, and maybe you're feeling sad for no reason, or you are just so exhausted. These are typically the things that happen to both empaths and highly sensitive people. My goal with this video is to show you how you can reach within and use the tools that you already have, use the abilities that you already have to support you to navigate better this world of sensitivity. Now, the first empath healing key is something that might already trigger some of you. And I want to apologize, not sorry, in advance, because this is something that I see in the empath community. I see this with my clients, with people that I deal with on a daily basis. And that is that empaths often tend to have a victimized outlook. So what do I mean by this? It means that when we're highly sensitive, or when we are empaths, a lot of time we expect the world to treat us differently. We expect the world to treat us with gloves because we are so sensitive, because we are so overreactive towards these things. We blame people when they don't treat us in a way that keeps us protected. And to me, this is really a mindset thing. It comes with when we realize that we are sensitive, or that we get affected by the events in our world, we start developing a mindset that says, there's some uniqueness that I have, and this uniqueness is potentially a weakness. So you need to, outside world, you need to tread carefully and make sure that this weakness does not get triggered. So if I feel victimized, if I feel overwhelmed, if I feel frustrated by what's happening in the world, it's because you, world, have done this to me. And the reason I'm telling you this is not to make you feel angry or upset you, or to even make you feel guilty. It really is more of an invitation for you to go within and start examining the beliefs that you have around being sensitive, or that you have around being an empath. If you go around thinking that the world is an insensitive space, and that there is a lot of insensitive people that don't understand you, or that take advantage of your abilities, then guess what? You're going to start seeing this showing up more and more in your life, because your brain is always going to find proof of your belief systems. That is why it is so important to start challenging those unconscious beliefs that we have. And the reason that I put this as the first empath healing key is because it's very challenging for us to turn the mirror on ourselves, right? It's very easy to look outwards, but when you start looking inwards, when you start reflecting, that takes definitely a lot more courage and a lot more bravery to start changing those things in your life that no longer serve you. But the gift in that is, once the change starts, once you start recognizing the beliefs that you have that might hold you victim, the beliefs that you have that people should treat you in a certain way to protect you from experiencing hurt, or experiencing trauma, or being overwhelmed, when you can start dismantling those beliefs and start replacing them with beliefs that are more supportive to you, when you start looking from an empowered worldview rather than a victim worldview, you'll start seeing how everything in your life begins to change. Your relationships are going to change. The way that people engage with you will change. And also the things that come across your path will be different, in that you can manage them more easily, you can show up stronger, you can be more confident, you will be more centered in your power. And it all starts with just making that mindset shift that says, I don't have to be a victim. I don't have to take the onslaught of the world if I am an empath. It starts with me being centered and powerful and focus and taking responsibility for my own well-being, which is the second key that I want to share with you. This is very closely related to the first key, which is about moving out of your victim mindset, right? And what I mean by taking responsibility is get to know what your triggers are, get to know the things that upset you, and make sure that you do what you can to eliminate that out of your life. I don't mean that you need to become a hermit now and that you need to isolate yourself from the world. It's quite the opposite. So we don't want to shut the world out. We don't want to push the world away, but you need to start deciding, what are you letting into your world? What are you going to consume as far as media is concerned, for example? What news are you going to let in? What are you going to read? What information are you going to fill yourself with? What are you going to do to take care of your physical body? Do you need to get more exercise? Do you need to get more sleep? So before I carry on to the next point, which is all about boundaries, I want to first hear from you and comment below with one thing that you can do starting right now to take responsibility for your own wellness. The third point, or the third key thing that I have when it comes to empath healing, is to create strong boundaries. You know, as empaths, it's very easy for us to assume that whatever we are feeling, whatever we are experiencing, is our responsibility to fix. Okay, we've got this innate need as empaths to help people and to support people. It's part of our gift. But it can also work against you when you assume responsibility for the things that are not yours. And the way to stop doing that is by creating stronger boundaries. So what does this look like in practice? It means that whenever you are going through emotional turmoil, or when you are having a conversation with someone and you feel affected by this, is to not jump into rescue mode, to not try and fix them or help them or solve the problem for them, but rather allow the person to solve their own problems, allow the person to go through their own emotional growth period or through their emotional healing in their own way. You can be there to support them, but don't take that on as your own. Take a look in your life to see where you have maybe let your boundaries down and where are you rescuing people. Start paying attention to your energy body. So really start noticing where you are feeling discomfort, where you are feeling anxiety, and then release that. And a little bit later on in the video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can release the things that don't belong to you anymore. Now, the fourth key for empath healing that I have to share with you is healing core wounds. Now, what do I mean by core wounds? And there's a few different wounds that we can speak about here. So the first wound is the things that we carry with us out of our childhood. It's the experiences that we've had and the things that people told us about our sensitivity that has created a wound in ourselves. It's created an idea that there's something wrong with us or that we are lacking. The second type of core wound is the one that we create for ourselves through our experiences, those belief systems that we start developing about who we are and what our place is in the world and in the universe and the value that we have. So that is the second core wound. And then the third core wound are the wounds that we bring with us from our past lives. And it's through connecting with your higher self that we can start healing these past traumas. And there are a few ways in which you can connect with your higher self. The first way, which I think you've heard of from so many other people as well, is to meditate. When we meditate, it gives us the opportunity to really go within, to go into our higher mind, connect with our higher self. And then when we are in that space where we are not judgmental, we are only observing, we can start to get insights which can help us change. And that's the beautiful thing about an insight. A lot of time, change doesn't come from me actively doing something. Change can come from a simple insight. So when I see a behavior that I have or a typical response that I have, when I get an insight into what this is costing me and what the price is that I pay for this, that can already help me start changing. And you might even think back on your life right now and think of the times where you got an insight. You know, sometimes it's, in a previous video, I spoke about the universe, hitting you with a rock against the head sometimes. And the insight could be like this. It could be like a wham that just hits you right between the eyes, and that is already enough to start moving you into the direction of change. Journaling is another way that you can start getting whatever is floating around in here and in your energy body down onto a piece of paper so that you can start healing it. Go into a meditative state, and then once you are completely relaxed, calm down and connected to your higher self, you can just write whatever is on your mind around the intention that you've set for yourself. If the intention is one of healing or uncovering the core wounds, or maybe you just even ask yourself a question such as, what do I need to know right now that could help me or bring me closer to becoming healed and whole as an empath? Another tool that you can use, which is really super effective when it comes to healing core wounds, is something like EFT tapping. And what is so beautiful about EFT tapping is that it focuses on the specific events that led you to be in this mindset, or that led to the creation of this unconscious belief. And you don't even have to know exactly how they match together. You focus on the specific events in your life, so instances that really affect you or traumatized you, or that is still bothering you to today. Once you start collapsing these through tapping, it is like a domino effect. So you just need to work on a few of these events that really bother you, and all of the others will start collapsing, all of the ones that are linked, because our pain body is linked. The things that happen to us don't stand in isolation. When there's something in your life that happens that really disturbs you and haunts you, it has a way to link up to all of the other times in your life. And that is a lot of times why it, of course, is so difficult for us to start the healing process, because it's not just one single thing that we have to heal. Sometimes it's this thick web of hurts and sadness and anxiety, and finding your way out of that can be very overwhelming. So that's why I love EFT, because it is a very easy and painless way. And you can watch this video on EFT. It focuses on how to use EFT to raise your vibration, but the principle is exactly the same. All right, so the next two keys are practical things that you can do every day. So the fifth key for empath healing is grounding. And I cannot talk enough about how important it is for you to be grounded. As an empath, or even a highly sensitive person, grounding is key. Grounding is the thing that's going to make you feel more strong, and it is going to help you be more resilient. We want to be more resilient. We want to be able to handle whatever is coming across our path as we go through the day. And grounding yourself doesn't have to be very involved. It's not very tricky. You can use your imagination for this. The only thing that you do is imagine that from your root chakra, which is located in your pelvic region, so at the base of your spine, imagine that you have got either a bright light or a waterfall or a tree trunk that comes out of your root chakra, out of the base of your spine, and imagine that it is going into the earth, and it holds you, and it grounds you, and it connects you. Now, when I spoke earlier about releasing the energy, or recognizing the energy that doesn't belong to you and releasing this, you can use your grounding cord to do that. So when you imagine yourself being grounded, then you can feel around or sense those sensations, emotions, and energies that don't belong to you, or even that don't resonate with you anymore, and just imagine them flowing through your grounding and into the earth. And then the last key that I have for you to help you with empath healing is also an energy tool, and that is to regularly balance your chakra centers. Now, if you don't know what chakras are, this is what they look like. These are really the 7 main energy centers that we have running through our body, starting from our root chakra, which is at the base of our spine, and ending at our crown chakra, which is on the top of our head. One of the ways that I like to quickly just balance my energy is to work with my heart chakra. So your heart chakra is the center chakra of the 7 chakras that you have. And I start there, and then I use my heart to align the other energy centers, the other chakras. And it's very simple. You use, again, your imagination. Your imagination is such a wonderful tool to bring you closer to the world of energy healing, to bring you closer to the world of really showing up and being creative and connecting with your inner wisdom and with your intuition. So the way that you can balance using your heart chakra is by imagining that there is a light. It can be a green light, a white light, or even a pink light that's radiating out of your heart chakra. Before you do that, you will close your eyes, take a few deep breaths just to relax. And then you can visualize this light shining out of your heart and see how your heart chakra opens to the size that is just perfect for you. And once it has reached the size that is right for you, you can see how the light then travels down towards your root chakra and up towards your crown chakra. And as it travels through each chakra, see how the other chakras are being brought into alignment and being more balanced. And as that light from your heart chakra travels through, see how it purges all of the energy and the emotions and the stuckness that doesn't belong to you out of those chakra centers. Now, if you want to experiment a little bit with balancing your energy centers, then you can download my free energy clearing meditation, which I'll link to in the description below. And you can do this every day, do it for a couple of days, and see how you start feeling and experiencing your world in a different way. So these tools that I shared with you, the idea behind them is really for them to become a way of life. All right, the way for you to thrive as an empath is to become aware of your triggers and to learn to work with these, to find tools that can help you manage this ability of yours. And these 6 empath healing keys that I shared with you will help you to do that. You have everything that you need right now inside of yourself to start healing your life and heal your experiences. And remember to get the free meditation for clearing your energy in the description below. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up or the like button, and also say hello to me in the comments below. Also, if you haven't done so yet, then please go on and subscribe. And then finally, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.